Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, I'm Murad Agriculture, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture Studies, Manston College. Today, the topic of lecture is feed for hen, and the section name is cock and hen rearing system. And this is the chapter 2, section 4, lecture 3. So let's start the feed for hen. Last two lecture I was discussing about the system of rearing, then I discussed about the advantage, disadvantage, etc. So let's discuss today the first point, which is feed for hen. For the rearing the cock and hen in a farm, that is commercially or homestead area, basically we point out the commercial as well, because for commercially you need to get more profit. That is why if you do not apply them the sufficient food or balanced food, that will be not produce more meat in the chicken or more egg for the chicken. So that is why we have to apply some food which have got proper nutrient. So we know that is which is the proper nutrient is carbohydrate, then protein, then fat, then vitamin and mineral and water. So first of all, we have to understand what is the source of that feed, of that nutrient. The source of carbohydrate is wheat, maize. The source of protein is pulse, dry fish powder. Fat source is mustard oil cake, sesame oil cake, all type of oil cake, then fish oil. Vitamin source is vegetable, food wastage, and then mineral source is oyster, snail, salt. Water source is pure water, vegetable, fruits, everything. So what we should do when you do the farm like commercially, like 500 chicken, 400 chicken, that time definitely you have to provide the balanced food, and that balanced food you have to include this nutrient element. And when you prepare the food, balanced food, that time you have to think about that carbohydrate, protein percentage, fat percentage, vitamin percentage, mineral percentage and water percentage. So this is the concept of feed for hen. Next important point is disease. What is the disease? What will be the disease for chicken? For instance, one farmer, he have got one large farm where the quantity of chicken is 500. He maintain or he monitor or he run the farm very smoothly. But suddenly one disease infected or affected the chicken, and like epidemic condition, that time in that farm that 500 chicken will be die in a minute. So that is why this is very important. So disease management is very important. That is why the owner of the farm or the person who continue the farm, run the farm, that owner or the person should know the disease management of chicken properly. Otherwise, you will not get profit. So, what kind of disease infected the chicken? Basically, there will be 4 types of insects, which is viral disease, bacterial disease, fungal disease, and parasite disease. I'll give some example for you. What will be the viral disease? The viral disease is bird flu, Newcastle disease. This is the example. Then bacteria, cholera, typhoid. Then fungus disease is fevers, thrush, and parasitic disease is nematode and lice. So this is very important for your CQ and MCQ. So you have to memorize the whole point from here. Truly you have to memorize, nothing else. There is nothing to understand about this, because this is very important for your CQ and MCQ as well. So next point is the disease, description of a disease. What is the first disease, which is very renowned disease? disease for chicken, which is Newcastle disease. And in our country, this is called Rani-Kher disease. It's very popular disease in our country for chicken, which is called Rani-Kher disease. Everybody know in our country, in village, everywhere, they know very well. And but the English name of is Newcastle disease. But it's renowned for its local name, which is called Rani-Kher disease. What is the causes, or what is the causal organism of this disease? This disease basically occurred or infected by a virus, which is name is Newcastle disease virus. This is very important for your MCQ. That means Newcastle disease virus, but you have to remember definitely the virus. So that means Rani-Kher disease is infected, that is causes or the causal organism is virus. What will be the symptoms and control measures? And write some points here, you can have a look, which is the symptoms of Newcastle disease or Rani-Kher disease. The first symptom is dose in the house corner. That means when the virus affected or infected the chicken or hen or cock, that time that hen feeling drowsy and go in a corner of a house or corner of the chicken house and feeling drowsy. This is the first unique symptom of a Rani-Kher infected disease. Next point is white lung excreta. After infected with this disease, the chicken evacuate white lime color excreta. But normally their excreta color is not white lime color. Sometimes this excreta may be a green color or yellow color, or sometimes it's mixed. That means green or yellow color. Then sometimes they got some breathing problem. They can't breathe properly. If you have a look, infected chicken, they stay in a corner of the house and they feeling drowsy. They evacuate the white lime excreta and they can't breathe properly even. Next point is the neck. Sometimes their neck curved and feel giddy. Next point is excreta bad smell. When they evacuate the smell, excreta which is white lime color, that time that excreta sting. That means bad smell. Next point is liquid material from nose. That means after if infected of the disease, some liquid substance come out from his nose, his mouth as well. So this is the, and after that suddenly they become die. So this is all the unique symptom of a Newcastle or Rani-Kher infected disease. But even some common disease as well, the fever becomes in that disease. The fever you can found on the chicken body as well. This is common incident. They become very thirsty, and even they cannot even ingest to take any food. This is also common symptom as well. And what will be the control measures of this disease? That means Newcastle or Rani-Kher disease. When they ask for the control measures, there will be two point of control measures, which is one is prevention, the other one is treatment. For this disease, there will be no treatment. Why? Because I told you the infected hen suddenly died. So if they suddenly died, that means there will be no treatment for this disease, but there will be some prevention. Before that, I'll explain you the common symptom. What will be the common symptom? Always become hygienic. That means clean the house or clean the place the chicken is staying. That means germ free. You have to clean the place properly, and you have to give proper balanced food, and you have to give proper pure water. This is the prevention, and you have to provide the vaccine as well. What will be that for chicken? 7 and 28 days, you have to provide a BCRDV vaccine, and which is 1 drop each eye, and then RDV 1 cc injection, which you have to provide in 2 months in their leg, in the bottom of the leg, and that will be the vaccine. But before that, you have to clean it properly, clean the place properly, and clean the house properly, which is you can provide pure water, pure balanced food, and even you have to bring the variety which is resistance of Newcastle and Ranickel disease. This is the prevention. And what you do after suddenly died the chicken, you have to bury the chicken underneath the soil, or you can burn it, whatever it is. Then if you do that, then the germs will be not attack in other or chicken. So this is the prevention of this disease. So this is the description of disease. Always remember, when they ask for you describe or explain the disease of Newcastle disease, that time you have to write it down like this. That means causes, symptoms, control measures. But if they mention you in the CQ questions, write down the symptom, then you have to explain the symptom. Or if they ask for you explain the control measures, then you have to explain the control measure. I'll give one example for your this disease. Like sometimes in the creative question, they mention you 2 or 1 unique symptom. Like Mr. Rohim's, for example, Mr. Rohim's in his farm, he observed that some chicken are evacuated white clam excreta, and they have got dose in the house, feeling dosing in the house corner. If they mention you this type of unique symptom in the sick stamp of sick question, then you have to understand that this is the Newcastle disease. And they give the question like for 3 marks or 4 marks, explain the disease mentioned in the stamp. Then you have to explain that symptoms, causes, and control measure. So this is today's lecture is fit for hand, balanced food and nutrient element, then classification of disease and the explanation of this disease. So you have to memorize it properly because lots of information are present here. This is helpful for your CQ and MCQ exam. Other question is, sometimes this type of information come in the CQ as well. So you will not leave 1 or 2 point as well, because if you leave it, then you will be very difficult problem face in your exam as well. So this is the lecture for your today. Thank you very much.